Hello and welcome to the All Made Up podcast with me, Harry Stakini.
Me, Lewis Collen.
And me, Ben Hart.
The show where each week a guest joins us in the writer's room to create a story like you and we have never heard before.
Not quite knowing what's around the corner or what we'll find along the way, as this podcast is exactly what it says on the tin.
It's all made up. You can really grab that then.
Yeah, I give it some grip.
Your tone was like you rushed up behind someone and then just whispered it in their ear as if to be like, not going, what's around the corner or what we'll find along the way, as this podcast is exactly what it says on the tin.
Bam!
Yeah.
It's all made up.
Yeah, they're like, is that a gun in your pocket? No.
No, it's called Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weapon.
Hello to everybody watching, listening. Thank you very much for tuning in for another episode of the All Made Up podcast.
First things first.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say, subscribe. If you are watching, subscribe, right? We've got a percentage of 8 to 12% or something like that. Is that the...
What, we've got what?
You sent me something saying like...
Have you ever been to school, US? We've got
8%.
No, as in, I know what you're saying. Like, on average, like a good subscriber sort of average is 8 to 12% of the people who are viewing it are subscribing, and we're sitting at like 5%.
There you go.
We're having, literally, I think in the past 28 days, we've had 165 hours worth of time watched on our podcasts.
not subscribed.
95% of you don't subscribe. Why?
And
I'll subscribe.
You're
Stop nagging me. I'll subscribe.
I don't think it's got to do with the level of content that we're putting out. Sorry if my eyes were taken away from you there, but in the background of our studio is an old episode of Bullseye, and I was absolutely gripped watching. I think was a semi-pro darts player.
God, it looks like Jeffrey Dahmer, that.
Yeah, for the listeners, there is the telly's on in the studio and it's on mute, and that's the first time it's ever happened. But it's really took me off guard.
Yeah, it's really throwing you that, hasn't it?
Yeah, just subscribe, right? Yeah. If you're enjoying it, put your money where your mouth is and hit the subscribe button. It's free. And the main thing is, we've got loads of stuff literally in the pipeline for the podcast, and you can be on that journey with us. So just think about it.
Yeah.
Do you give them a couple of seconds to think, Ben? Enough.
That was enough.
Yeah.
Enough. No, I think they should, because you can go on and like I was an early subscriber. I was early. I was there first.
Yeah, 90 weeks after it began.
Yeah. Early.
Year and a half after. I was there early. I was there early doors.
Yeah, it's like me to the studio.
Be the subscriber that makes us want to carry on doing this pod. All right?
I want more abusive comments.
Yeah.
I like them.
We just need you to. You're watching it and you're enjoying it, and that is the main thing. That telly's got to go off.
Oh, you're watching it for ages and not enjoying it, because that's what the stats are saying.
Yeah.
You're watching all of it, but going, you know what? I hate this all the way through it.
Yeah, it's like self-harm. Watch this podcast. Yeah.
If that is the case, then I would say you've got holes in your life you need to address. Okay?
Yeah, but make sure you subscribe first.
Yeah. You should only do things in life you enjoy. And I enjoy doing this podcast on a Monday evening with Ben Hart, Lewis Coleman, and now Liam Rigby. And today's guest, everybody, look at that for a fucking segue, who we're going to enjoy, is Ryan Kenny, comedian, very inventive guy.
Poet.
He's a poet.
Wouldn't you know it?
Oh.
when I wear my jumper, I sew it. Once I put it on.
Nice. Yes, that's.
You're doing that on Saturday, yeah?
Again, subscribe. Everybody, if you were looking for any other reason to there.
That should be a clip.
Yeah.
That would be so funny.
I
was going.
I spoke to my dad in the week, and the last intro we did, I got in a bit of trouble off him because he rang me to say you threw me under the bus with how you shared the details of our evening out, making it out as if I was,
player.
Yeah, a Lothario
on the pub.
Yeah,
and he wasn't being a Lothario. He was just being himself.
Just backing himself. Yeah, backing himself.
Yeah, backing himself.
You going, I've still got it, doesn't mean that you're actually in it, does it?
Yeah, but
I've still got it. STI.
Yeah.
I've still got it.
Well, it'll be after you now, Lewis, and not me, so that's good, does it?
But yeah,
I've still got it.
He's not happy with each of you as well. He says he's coming for the pair of you.
Oh.
What have I got to do with it?
You just said that.
I was saying that as a remark in general, not a pointed attack at you, Martin.
Yeah, well, either way, there is a hit on your head and there is a hit on your head.
Oh, I've got a massive head.
Yeah. My head
that dot would look absolutely tiny on your head, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
If a sniper were pointing at your head, it'd look minuscule.
Like
people wouldn't even. Yeah.
People are like, has he got a dot to his head?
Yeah, sniper's
dream. That's what you are.
Yeah.
Barrett 50 cal pointed at your scalp.
Well, he knows where we are every Monday.
Yeah. Well, he actually asked to come on the podcast. I said, absolutely.
I would love that.
You'd love for him to.
Yeah, put it behind the paywall.
I think he'd be if he comes to the podcast, my sister will want to come on, and I can't open the gates to.
Well, like a mini series of your family.
No, my dad on this, I think he would be intense.
Yeah,
it would be.
It's about Goose Green, wouldn't it?
There you go.
Yeah.
Your entire story was about the Falklands.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Talking about Goose Green, that's funny. But he said to me, and he said, put this in the intro. So just so you know, I spoke to him last night on the phone.
Okay.
Driving to a gig, and he said to me, I said, did you watch the City game? He said, you watched the United game? He said it was shit.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I said, he said, but did you watch the City game? I said, I watched the highlights. He said, I watched it, and he said, my entire lounge is covered in sperm.
You wanted that on the podcast?
Yeah.
Can you not?
Yeah. that what he mentioned. He said it is dripping off the lampshades. He said they got absolutely fucked.
I just didn't anticipate that. I don't know what reaction you wanted either
I
from
thought you were
it.
going to threaten us both.
Yeah.
No. That was
See, his front room are covered in cum.
yeah, exactly. And I said, oh, was it spunk everywhere? I said, no, sperm. So, just to give you an insight into the relationship I have with my dad.
Yeah. Do you not think that's some things you could filter? You know, you could be like, no, I'm not going to say that.
Me or him?
Look, you didn't have to say it. He's not sat behind you with a gun.
Well, no, he said, but yeah,
heels just get slit under the desk.
oh God, that's a hostel. That's an awful scene.
Yeah.
But,
just like Goose Green.
Just like Goose Green.
Yeah.
But yeah, he asked to tell both of you you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And equally.
That's mad that he'd rather this person heard that than that we were saying he's still got it.
Yeah, very.
You know what I mean? That he'd rather the person knew his front room was covered in semen rather than us going, he's still got it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he's
Anyway.
you know, he doesn't regret it. Put it that way.
No. Well, you know, good for him. I couldn't cover a room. Well, you get half a bucket, don't you?
That's all I got, Patrick. I was going to say, so as returning viewers and listeners will know, we bring in biscuits each week for the podcast now. We set up a bit of a rota. I don't know who set that up, but
Do you know?
obviously this week it was my turn to bring in biscuits, but Ben had actually baked biscuits of his own. He baked some cute little Christmas biscuits. He'd done the icing. You'd done a little icing on
It took me
it.
ages.
Took him ages, and it was really sweet. He brought them in a little Tupperware box.
Yeah.
Harry took one bite of it, went, "Oh, that's nice, that, Ben." I pulled out the Fox's chocolate rounds, which I just bought from the shop around the corner, and immediately he took one of them and went, "Oh, that's unreal."
Yeah.
Right in Ben's mush.
Yeah.
How did it feel, Ben?
It's just a repeat of last week, really. You know, last week you were shitting on my biscuits.
Do you know what? You doubled up, haven't you?
Well, I'm just like, I'm kind, Mary. I'm just kind. I'm not going to stop doing it because for you and Liam, that's all I'm bringing him in for in future. Because I just, there's no point in keep giving it out if he just keeps batting them back in my face.
The biscuits were great. Mine was a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Which did you use a cutter?
Did you get your fingers then, pal?
No.
Of course he's a cutter.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course he's a cutter. They're exactly the same. You think I'm?
No, just took a switchblade out like that. Give me a second.
I know I'm autistic, but I'm not that good. Like,
Melissa.
Don't interrupt me.
Melissa, scalpel.
Yeah, exactly.
God, it's just off.
Yeah.
But anyway, I spent ages. But your biscuits were nice. Good choice.
Yeah, a bit sweet. I did enjoy it. I think I enjoyed the size of it. I enjoyed the little decorative icing.
Yeah.
Bit sweet though. Too much sugar.
I struggle because you can't hold them for a long time, can you? Because they start to melt.
I think you're talking about different biscuits here.
No, the Fox's ones.
No, I'm on about your biscuits.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I
Apologise.
realise that because you're saying going to melt, and he's like,
Yeah.
I thought they were good biscuits, mate.
I'm surprised you even remember them.
But
Literally, the biscuit you baked hadn't even slid down his throat before he had the Fox's one in his gob.
Yeah, he's put it in the bin. He's on that.
I think like a hamster, he sort of like chewed all your biscuit and stored it in one side of his cheek, and then ate the Fox's round, got that down his throat, regurgitated.
Yeah, I'll get rid of that later.
Yeah.
Still got it in there now.
That big head of yours.
Yeah, just stored with food I've not
Filling one of your cabins.
Yeah. Lovely meal, thank you. Yeah. Harry, your plate's gone. Thank you.
The plate has gone.
Yeah. Fantastic meal. Should we get the check? Thank you. But we're in your house. Check.
Yeah. Do you call it the check when you ask for
the bill?
Just for the bill, yeah. I thought you'd be the sort of guy to ask for the check.
I actually just sing the theme tune to him. Yeah, they love it.
I bet they all love it, yeah.
No, I go, get the bill, please.
Oh, do you do the hand gesture?
Yeah, just it's not.
Lo cuenta, por favor.
One of them, and then a little one of them, and then usually because you're full, you'd be like,
yeah. I go, oi, I want the bill, and they never come.
They never come.
Yeah. No, I always say, do you know what the thing where you say, can I please pay the bill? Like they're gonna go, no.
Oi, I want the bill.
Yeah.
But it made me think of that then. Oi, I want the bill. You're sat in your living room couch. Someone changes the channel. Oi, I want the bill.
It's been 60 years.
You know, the bill is a TV programme.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, my dad, he never believed in it because he said it's bollocks because no crime gets solved in an hour.
That's funny.
That's funny. I've tried to tell it on stage and no one laughs.
Yeah, does it not get about time jumps and series and stuff like that?
yeah, exactly.
The Life of Walter Mitty would be a long film. Otherwise, wouldn't it? If it was just your dad's logic. It's too short, that.
But, I would say that for a restaurant, you know what I mean? Just bill, please. Little.
Yeah.
Is there any other actions you would do for something just before we get into the guest? Like, obviously, the bill action is writing on your hand.
Right.
Drink, phone. Phone's for you. Remember them?
If I was trying to get someone's attention, I would never click. But probably, it's more like...
God.
No, in a massive nightclub.
Yeah.
Never click. Do you know that like where you're you're not gonna like put your hand up, but you might. It's more like you make yourself erect. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like your stance becomes a little bit more like you just go.
Sir, I'll serve you, but put that down.
Yeah. Sorry. Can I just grab you? Yeah. Them drinks. Are they? Yeah, they're on the way. Nice one. Thank you. Yeah. You're never going to be like...
Oh, I do.
Oh, like, for the listener, Harry's just putting his hand up waving.
Yeah.
Go on.
I should be reminded. So last night at this gig, I said, has anyone got kids in the room? And there was a guy sat in the front row who must be in his late 50s that just went like this.
Wow.
Yeah. And I went, well, that's one way to raise your hand, pal. I said,
I bet they cracked up with that, didn't they?
Yeah, but but he didn't realise what the irony of it.
Yeah.
For the listener, that's basically just performed a Zeke Kyle. And as his hand went up like that, I said, so how many kids have you got, or do you refer to them as the youth?
Yeah.
The youth.
Yeah.
Did it? And I bet the room lost it.
They enjoyed it.
Yeah, I can see why they would have, how they would have enjoyed it.
I thought that was a nice little anecdote.
No, I do. Like, if I was in the room, I would have appreciated it.
Yeah, I wasn't there
for a bit of comedic. Yeah. Like, I'd be like, from one comedian to another, I'd be like, fair play.
I would have said, I bet you run a strict household.
Great.
Yeah. If you just imagine I was there. Harry, tell him. I bet he runs a strict household.
It's because you're a Nazi, pal.
Yeah. There. That's killed the vibe.
No, I did just an anecdote, wasn't it?
You what?
It was just an anecdote, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I thought your mouth just like shut down. Right, ladies and gents.
Right, we need to build up a bit of energy before.
Yeah, mate, I'm fucking 3 biscuits in. I'm coming up, mate.
Right. Okay.
I'm a sugar rush.
Well, tell us. Go on then.
Right, ladies and gents, you're going to enjoy today's episode. I can feel it in my plums.
In my plums.
You've seen that?
Yeah.
It's the look you're giving me.
Yeah.
It's just like...
Yeah. It's just a change.
Mouth agape.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a change of tone. That's
Let the boy watch. If your son is watching, Let him enjoy this episode. This is going to be all made up with Ryan Kenny.
Enjoy.
Just a little bit. Ladies and gents, welcome back to the All Made Up podcast with Ryan Kenny.
Hello.
How you doing, Ryan?
I'm all right, yeah, good. It's like we've not spoken before.
Yeah, we were right in the middle of something. Lewis was like, no, let's jump in. And now we're in. And you are part of, or in the galaxy of
I'm a satellite of Lafayette.
A satellite of Lafayette, which, for those that aren't sure, Lafayette Comedy Club. Well, Ryan, why don't you tell them?
Bring your mic a bit closer as well, right?
Yeah.
There we go. That's perfect. Lafayette Comedy Club was set up by 4 lads from Manchester. I think the name came before any idea. We knew the Hacienda was a thing. None of us are really old enough to actually remember what it means. Stick laugh on the front of it, and now we've got a comedy club.
It's a great name, though.
Yeah, we found the top of a building to do a club on, and it's just gone a bit mad.
It was, as a Thursday night gig, one of the busiest and like lovely room to try new stuff out in. You got great acts on, and you built it into a proper evening.
Nice bar, decent area as well. You know what I mean?
Free as well.
Yeah. Lion's Den.
Lion's Den.
Yeah.
It's where I met my girlfriend, actually.
Congratulate. So, anything for
And,
that?
well, no, actually, it was nearly ruined by the Lafayette. I was on a date with her, and I said, "Oh, we'll go and watch a comedy show." You were headlining, actually.
Fuck off, really?
Yeah, you were headlining, and I got
sort of connected.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I would probably.
You were filming, probably cameraman.
Yeah, cameraman. Yeah, probably.
At home cleaning lenses.
Yeah, thinking about the future podcast you can do one day.
What are you laughing at behind there? You?
But no, so Jack put one of the act. I won't say the name of the act, but put an act next to me and her and said, "Oh, do you mind if he sits with you?" And I was like being polite, like,
yeah, I remember that. You were right at the back, weren't you?
Yeah. And you know the act I'm talking about. I can't say the name, but and I was like, oh God, this is going to ruin it. And then they started being weird as per usual. And I kind of said to Jack and went, Jack, I really need you to move this person because I'm on a date and I want it to go well. Yeah. And then they did. And obviously it's been with her 3 years now.
Were you trying to be a gent about it?
I was trying to be like, oh yeah, no problem, sit with us. And then they weren't just getting the message to move. And I was like, the seat's over there. They went, no, it's nice here. I was like, it's not, is it?
So essentially, Lafayette, we create comedy and love.
Yeah.
So if you're an act who wants a spot but also wants to find a partner, give Lafayette an email and we'll try and hook you up.
I did a preview in Lafayette. That's the last time I performed there before the Fringe with Eric Rushton. And there was the night was lovely, but there was 8 people in the room, and they were a lovely 8 people, but it's quite a big room, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I was like, I could hear conversations happening in the bar downstairs.
Was that when it changed to a Monday instead of a Thursday? Yeah,
It's gone back to Thursday.
Yeah, I seen that.
There was circumstances which led to Mondays, which now those circumstances have been resolved, and now we're Thursdays. Hopefully back to weekly come next year, but still monthly.
It's a great room. I really enjoy performing there.
I think it's one of the best rooms in Manchester.
Yeah, only got good.
What are you smiling at me like that for?
Yeah, I felt you were going to be something like looking all sarky about it because I said I enjoy performing.
No, why would I be sarky about it?
Because that time Lewis ripped it when you were there.
Yeah. Oh God, that was funny. Yeah, that was funny. Do you know about this? So this was a year before I was doing a preview.
2 years ago.
Yeah, doing this preview and fucking what's his name? The Irish lad, Kieran
Lawless.
So the night had been a little bit dry, right? All the acts had kind of gone on. It had been a bit lukewarm, right? And I'm going on last to go and do an hour, okay? And Lewis is going on before me. But Kieran has said to me beforehand, he goes, I'm just going to get you straight on, like, any type of intro. I was like, no, just get me like straight on. He's like, okay, absolutely fine. So Lewis goes on with loads of energy, and the room's like, Jesus Christ, this is the antidote we've needed, right? And it's a really good vibe, right? Lewison walks off, and I'm thinking he's just going to go, right, okay, we'll have a break. There was a break, and then we're going to have the preview. After the break, Kieran goes on and goes, ladies and gents, it's the act we've all been waiting for, right? This lad is going to be on telly in 2 years' time, right? And we are so lucky to have him. He is one of the best comedians we have ever. I'm like sat at the back of the room, like being like,
who's on?
Yeah. What the fuck is he doing, right? And I go up on stage, and the entire room looked at me like, you're not Lewis.
Weirdly enough, you said that was 2 years ago,
and you're still
not on the telly.
Still not on telly. Yeah.
Watch telly.
He watched it.
Yeah, I watched Bullseye in the intro, which is a little callback.
Well, going from that gig, which is obviously really good, we did a residential gig, which was really nice, but the vibe was just completely different, wasn't it?
Yeah, like we've noticed. So La Fienda, we sort of do like these small residential gigs for like private like apartments and stuff like that, and they are nice, but as a they love it. But comedians hate it in a weird kind of way of no one laughs, but everybody smiles.
But that's terrible.
It's terrible. It's terrible. After the night, all the people's like, that's one of the best things we've ever had here.
So what you're like...
I've got to the point, with gigs like that, where I'll start telling them. I'll just be like, you make... If you're enjoying this, you got to do something, because right now... You're failing as an audience.
So this is what I would go in. So I emceed this gig. Yeah. So I was going on and I was going, right, come on, we're building. I was trying to do a joke. I was getting like that was my response. 30 people sat on couches, dead nice couches, proper premium apartments.
That's an applause breaking.
Yeah. £1,000 a month they were paying for a room in there.
How much were you getting?
I were getting enough.
Yeah. That's not put the fees
yeah. Because
Oh, I call them out, are we?
No. I'm just letting people know that La Fienda will put comics in situations where they've got to fight for their fucking dinner money. Okay.
And I, after this podcast, will be offering you some of those positions.
I will take them. So thank you very much. So tell him to shut his mouth. Yeah.
Anyway,
I'll one gig.
Anyway, obviously we did the gig. Obviously, you're fighting your way through it, thinking that they're not enjoying it because they're not looking like they're enjoying it or doing the things that you would make you think we are enjoying it apart from smiling. This guy was watching cricket all the way through it on his phone.
So rude.
Came up to us afterwards and he was like, absolutely loved it.
Yeah, you're not that. You're not that. They say you're not that for six.
Yeah. I did it. I wish I did. But yeah, it was just a weird atmosphere. But they were loving it at the end.
And it's like the lighting, because like the venue we're actually in for Lion's Den and the Preston one and the Flixton one all have their own lights. We've not yet reached the brand status of affording lights. So we basically, if we're in residentials, it's either all on, but they do have a dimmer. But the dimmer...
I would say, Ryan, if they're paying £1,000 a month to live...
to us.
Yeah, exactly.
All of them.
Whatever fee you've negotiated with them, I'd be like, look, I think you guys can supply a spotlight, or you got to put another zero on the end of this bill.
Well, the actual guests at the hotel, apartment, should I say?
The people who live there rather than guests. Residents.
Well, yeah. What made me say that is because the comedy night for them is free in a free bar while they're watching it.
Is it really?
Free drinks.
Yeah.
Not free laughs, though.
No.
Oh, yeah. It was as if we had to pay for them ourselves. Yeah.
Everyone was sat on seats like I'm sat on now.
Yeah.
That's horrendous.
Yeah. When you're in comfy seats, you do not laugh out loud. There must be some kind of science there. So there's armchairs and these and free sweets, free drinks, and they're watching us like they're watching TV. Watching comedy on TV.
Yeah.
Where you go.
I did a gig like that. I did a gig where it was like an arts club.
Most of your gigs are like that, Ben.
Yeah. Well, that's me. I'll see. I'm just going to leave this podcast now. I'll see you after this.
Do you want me to take your chair?
Probably, yeah.
Come up with my own branded mug.
We don't need 2 shots. Come sit here. No, I did a gig like that once. We say about being lukewarm.
Oh,
all the way through. It was about 20 minutes. And I was like, no, you're just like, oh, this is dragging. At the end of the spot, they went like this. I'll stood up and gave me a round of applause.
Is that because you left the stage?
Thank God he's gone.
Have you ever met anyone called Lukewarm? That'd be great, that, wouldn't it? Imagine if your name was Lukewarm.
It'd be good drag act.
Yeah.
Lukewarm.
I went to school with a guy called Ben Lardin.
No, you didn't.
Serious.
Ben Lardin.
Ben Lardin, yeah. I'm not joking. It's not a joke. Yeah.
Well,
I'm waiting for a punchline. You're sort of setting it up as a bit here.
It was the 90s. He wasn't a threat back then.
There's the punchline.
He was still working for the FBI.
Have you got a notepad underneath there?
Just writing.
Just etch it into the desk.
Yeah. Ben Lardin. Serious.
Nice. Wow.
Bring your set list to a gig.
Yeah.
What was I going to say to you then?
Funny name. So my dad's called Paul Hart. On his desk, it used to have P Hearts, so it used to say fart.
My dad's called Paul.
Is he?
My uncle's called Paul. I've got another uncle called Paul. My middle name's called Paul. How many Pauls do you know?
This is what this podcast is all about.
Yeah, not many. My dad goes on about the fact he drinks in the same pub as Paul Scholes.
What, in Uppermill?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where he went out for his birthday.
Hare and Hound. I've been in there with my dad for a pint, and he's like, you're having a pint with him. He'd be like, all right, Scholesy, he's not fucking in there. It's just like, all
Any
the time.
moment he can walk in.
Yeah, but he'll go to me.
Can you see him, Dad?
Yeah, like, he's there. And I'm like, he's not. He's like, all right, Scholesy. He's just like, well, then he look,
Oh, right, it's to get you.
Yeah, of course it's
Oh,
fucking
right. I thought you were saying it as if, like, he genuinely thought
No.
Scholes was there and he was trying to impress you a bit.
No, because he's
He's just looking at any ginger guy.
yeah. It's,
Scholes.
There was one lad one time who was watching the City game and he was like talking about tactically what they're doing, and my dad sometimes he can't like lower his volume even if someone's close, and I'm sat where he is.
You what?
Yeah. And the guy's sat over there and he's talking about the football, and my dad's looking at me. Gone to this guy going, what the fuck does he know about football? He was like, look at the fucking state of him. And I'm just like, I'm having the bites being like, don't, shh.
Yeah. And I said, that's the last time I got for a drink with you, Martin.
Well, your dad stood there in his blazer and white pants and striped shirts, hand it back pocket, wallet in the other.
Yeah. That guy turns around and it was actually Paul's.
Yeah, you only did 2 games at Oldham. What do you know?
Them gigs sound mental, and I look forward to doing them.
Yeah, but I think I recently offered you one, but obviously
I was gigging.
You're a busy man.
Also, he's just been so rude about it. I don't think you should give him a gig.
No, I will.
Yeah.
Because he's been rude about it.
Makes me want him.
I will put you on first.
As I walk out, the entire crowd look at me and go, oh, this is the rude one.
Yeah, so what we'll do actually before the set, we'll just play this bit.
Everybody start watching cricket.
Welcome to the stage, the rudest guy in comedy, Harris Cicchini. You do that and you get nothing.
Yeah.
It's a nice sort of gig to have. We didn't know this gig was, because the reason we got it is James is a part of La Fienda. James, Jack, Kieran and myself. James are part of La Fienda. He lived in one of these buildings. And you're a comedian, do you want to just do a night here? So that's how it came.
James appeared on that couch,
and I can still feel the indent. I'm still sat in the bit.
He spoke about that night when you were planning it, when he gave me a lift back to, well, I'm not going to say where he lives, but he gave me a lift back to where he lives, and he spoke about doing it that night, and I was like, I don't think it'd work. And then
it doesn't, but we keep getting it, we keep getting books. So we'll
keep doing it, mate.
We'll keep throwing comedians to the wolves. But they're not wolves, they're more like Bichon Frise.
I love that.
So just sit there and go,
oh, yeah. Oh, but that reminds me. So I was going around like asking what jobs people did and stuff like that. Not one of them was doing a job under, I reckon, 50k a year. It was pretty easy. Yeah, I think at one point said, stop me when I get to the point where you were, how much money you earn per month. So I went from $3,000 a month he were making.
What's he do?
He was a civil servant or a civil engineer, something
most of them
like.
Couldn't tell you what they could do. So
$3,000 a month. That's like $40,000 a year, though. Yeah.
What?
That's for about £40,000 a year.
Yeah, I mean that's still, I think, decent.
Still decent money.
Yeah.
Do you know what the average salary in Greater Manchester is?
28k.
After tax or before?
Whichever one's the right answer.
Are you going to move the goalpost for him or something like that? Because you were so close there.
No,
what is it before and after
you're
tax?
kind of in the middle of everything, really. Before tax, it's £33,000, and after tax, it's just over 26 grand.
Bet 28.
That's not that good.
But that's what I mean. But I asked that question. I get some people go, "Oh, it's £17,000." I'm like, it's not 17 grand, but £33,000 is the average salary in Greater Manchester. So 40 grand is some money, but it's not like.
Problem is, there's a lot of footballers who live in Ashton, which is Greater Manchester. So does that put?
Yeah, they bring it up.
Yeah, they live in Ashton on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. They play for Ashton FC.
Yeah.
That brings the average up. So do they count the footballers?
Yeah, but maybe.
You must have count everyone. You can't deduct people, can you? It's going to be taken in. It's the average.
Fair, that, is it? It's
Yeah, exactly. Well, who knows? Maybe Bruno's in cash in hand.
No, it's funny that when old people go, they're like, oh, when I was younger, I used to live off 17 grand a year. Yeah, but an house cost £1.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yes, that's why it's fine.
It's just completely different. But
I reckon we get into the actual.
I think we do.
Go on, bring us into it then.
Is your elbow all right?
I'm itching it.
Oh, right, you just like do like a kid falls over. And
I thought you like your funny bone.
Do you need a cold compress?
Yeah. Here we go.
Until I work at a children's setting.
Yeah, we can mention that, can't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It now sounds weird if we don't.
Okay. Maybe it can be incorporated into the story in some way.
Happily so.
Ryan is a nursery worker.
Yep, working in a nursery. Best job I've ever had, other than comedy.
There you go. See? Probably an easier gig than the fucking gig you book.
That's probably why I don't mind hecklers anymore.
Yeah.
I used to hate hecklers, but now I work with 2 to 4 year olds. And all I get all day, like genuinely, like I won't go too much into actually my work, but like there was a child who sat down, started speaking to him about kindness. Went, Ryan, what are you talking about? And then the other 8 children went, Ryan, what are... So that whole day, children were just saying to me as a grown adult, what are you talking about? Which means nothing I said had authority anymore for that day.
No. So, sorry, you sat these children down to speak to them about kindness.
And they bullied me.
And they were unkind.
Yeah. And they went, what are you talking about? So you got gaslit. By a group of children.
I absolutely love it, and they're amazing children.
Okay.
No, I do. Generally, the best job I've ever had.
Ladies and gents, this is going to be all made up with Ryan Kenny.
It's all made up, baby.
Ryan, welcome to the writer's room. You are today our lead writer, and we're going to be creating a story together.
Okay.
In front of you, there are 3 pots, a green one, a yellow one, and a red one. The green one's going to be our starting sentence, the red one's going to be our finishing sentence, and the middle one, the yellow one, is going to be like some curveballs for in between to send the story in a different direction. So we're very much your assistants, but before we jump into them, what would you...
Not happy about that.
I just looked at the 3 of you and thought, I'm all right, you guys can
We'll just listen.
listen.
Just
and I'll
40-minute monologue.
Yeah.
Before you get into the pots, what would you like your character's name for today to be?
Dean Gafney.
Dean Gafney.
That's a real person.
It's an
isn't it?
EastEnders firm, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it can also be a character.
Yeah.
Or we could go with Ben Laden.
Ben Laden.
It's your character.
I'm going Dean Gafney.
Dean Gafney.
Nice.
But with 1 F rather than 2 Fs, whereas the real Dean Gafney is 2 Fs.
Yeah.
So we go Dean Gafney.
And that's where he makes a difference. He's like, actually, it's two Fs.
Yeah, it's not that
You're like
Gafney.
Dean Gafney. It's 1 F, you twat.
Yeah.
Which ironically is a gaff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where's Dean from?
Where's he from? I would say he's middle Manchester, so literally centre of Manchester. He was born and raised in Piccadilly Gardens.
Wow. And raised there.
Born and raised in Piccadilly Gardens.
Yeah.
On the streets of Piccadilly Gardens, or like in an area in Piccadilly Gardens?
He's not a pigeon, is he?
No, but I'm just trying to think if he's been born and raised there.
I'm just because he's just popped into my head. Do you know Orchid Lounge?
I don't know, but
It's like it's a karaoke bar we went
I
to.
do know
Oh,
it.
yeah.
What if he was born and he lives above Orchid Lounge?
Above the karaoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, above the karaoke, yes.
Great
Dean
karaoke
Gafney
bar.
It is great.
above.
Right, so there is apartments above the karaoke bar.
Yeah, for
There
this-
is in this, yeah.
In this story, yeah, okay, right.
I mean, it doesn't have to be real.
No, it's all made up.
Yeah.
People go in that bar thinking they can sing.
We went there after.
We did,
Yeah.
And Ben did. What did you do? Sit down?
I said, sit down, my James, and I kept dropping a beer near your dad. I dropped it like 3 times. I think he thought I stole a
Went
beer over
karaoke
him.
with his dad.
Yeah.
So nice.
Yeah,
Okay, I didn't know you were that close. I thought it was just sort of charade.
he's trying to batter me at the minute.
He's
He's trying to batter me at the minute, but that's what makes us so close.
Okay, nice. There was a lot of hurt in your eyes when you said that, Ben.
Yeah, it's close-knit aggression. But so he lives above Orchid Lounge. And
How old is he?
Yeah. I'll find out.
Yeah, let's find out.
How old is he?
35 and a half.
Nice, okay.
Yeah, 35 and a half years old. And
Probably
he
missed it.
always has to say the half.
Okay.
He's always done it.
Yeah, he's always done it because he looks a lot older than it. Growing up above a karaoke bar ages you.
Yeah.
Not a lot of sleep.
Not a lot of sleep. Earworms constantly going through his head.
Yeah.
He doesn't actually know the lyrics to any songs because most of them are wrong and sung by drunken people.
Yeah. He's got like a warped sense of what song lyrics actually are.
Yeah, and he can't, like, to get out of his house, he has to walk through.
Walk through.
Yeah, and so he's friends with all the people there, and they say, our kid,
Yeah.
because it's the Orchid Bar. It's a bit of a joke with the people.
Oh, you're right, Orchid.
Orchid, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're right, our kid.
Yeah.
And he's central Manchester, so it kind of works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's Dean Gafney.
Does he live alone?
He now does, yeah.
Well, he was born and raised above it. So does that mean his parents have moved out or have they passed away? Or
They run the karaoke bar.
They run
the
okay.
karaoke bar, so they've lived in there, but they've since sold the business and he's kept the family home. He was married, 1 kid,
Yeah.
1 orchid.
Yeah.
And
Meet Orchid.
divorced. He's a divorced man, 35 and a half years old, been divorced for 6 years, and he doesn't see the child anymore.
How long was he in the... He's been divorced 6 years.
been divorced 6 years. They met when they were 18. It's a love at first sight kind of.
Okay.
And what does he do?
What does he do now?
Yeah,
He likes to manage. He actually works in the karaoke bar.
Okay, nice.
Right.
What you don't know about karaoke lyrics is they're all typed before the show.
So he does that.
That's funny.
So he types up the lyrics to all the songs.
I like
Do you know what that made me think of? Like on karaoke, it just says the next line, but it spells it out like that, and he's just typing the next lyric every single time.
Yeah.
Absolutely mad finger
He
speed.
loves
maybe
it
his
when
mum
people
was
sing
like-
tequila.
Yeah, that's a break. Sure you don't want to sing tequila?
Yeah, so he's like,
I like that.
What would they call them people who in courts who type really fast?
Oh,
typists.
Are they called stenographer?
yeah, something like that.
Well,
Did he type on a normal
maybe
keyboard?
his
No,
mum
it's
was a
not.
stenographer as well, and he
He's
like
got the
inherited.
nimble fingers of a stenographer.
Yeah, and like he's inherited that. He's like, I've got this skill. Where can I put it to use?
Yeah, and it's karaoke, and people
Yeah.
are saying, "Look, you can just get a karaoke machine that does it for you," and he's like, "No."
he's a
We've got
purist.
Dean does that.
Yeah,
That's his job.
Yeah. But he's pure. He's like,
Yeah.
no, this is real karaoke.
yeah.
So he types
fast
the
paced.
lyrics to
Was
all the,
was that partly at fault for the downfall of his marriage?
yeah, because all day he had typer's fingers.
Yeah.
So all day he'd walk like this. So any kind of like sensual moments were ruined because of this sort of weird
I imagine
typing.
he's lost in music. You know what I mean? There's no turning back.
Yeah.
No,
Caught in a trap.
Caught in a trap. Yeah, we're lost in music.
Yeah.
I'm liking this.
Okay.
So, what else? Give us an idea of how he's looking. Like, what clothes he's wearing. What's his hairstyle like?
He's very much of a. He's a smart. He dresses smart. By the case, he wears smart clothes. However, he's untucked.
Right.
His tie is slightly askew.
Loose.
But he does
Yeah.
it on purpose.
Is it almost like a bit of a Michael Bublé? You know, that kind of, that like,
Yeah.
we're sitting down at the piano, going to just do a few little show tunes. You know what I mean?
That's what he says to himself.
Yeah, but he's just
in the mirror.
unkept, isn't
He's
he?
just unkempt.
Yeah.
Basically, he's inspired by me. But no, yeah. So he dresses in a smart black suit, navy trousers. He doesn't want to look like he's going to a funeral again. And he just slightly puts his thing askew, and he wears fingerless gloves, which help with the type.
Yeah, I imagine like the arthritic gloves is what he wears. You know, the ones for like carpal tunnel. Like,
He's really worried
Yeah.
about arthritis.
He's got loads of copper bracelets.
yeah.
Just shits himself. Every bit of his body, he's got a copper bracelet on. It's just like
It's
stop-
fitness and mobility. Two for my legs.
So that's our Dean.
That's our Dean. And what is Dean's dream? Because obviously it seems like he's not. Well, he's living a bit of a nightmare at the moment. Divorced, obviously struggling with his health.
He's working every night of the week.
Working every night of the week. What does he want? What's his ambition?
His ambition is to eventually write his own music. He's sick of writing other people's lyrics, so he wants to write his own. He's got a dream of writing his own music, so other people can type his lyrics.
Right, that's nice.
Does he ever like change the lyrics occasionally because he thinks, oh, that's a better lyric? Like
He
when
doesn't intentionally, but his dyslexia causes it.
Real illness, that.
Yeah, I'm dyslexic, so
it's really debilitated.
It is.
it gets in the way.
Big time.
It does.
I've got it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, you can tell by that reaction probably. Yeah.
How bad yours?
How bad's mine? Well, I had to spend my day with 2 to 4 year olds because I'm on their level.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
Also,
yeah.
you've seen my set. Pretty bad.
Yeah.
Harry thinks that says Aristokini.
Yeah, it's a mad. We're kind of, I think, a bit out of the spotlight as a demographic dyslexics.
Are you serious here?
Yeah, well, people take the mick out of us because we got extra time during exams, but we didn't need that because we couldn't understand what the exams were. It's just more time to sit looking at the words, thinking, I don't know what any of that means.
Exactly. Extra time doesn't mean extra marks.
No, extra time just means your friends have left the exam and you need to spend more time in silence with your own thoughts.
Well, I had a lady sat next to me who wrote my. I had a scribe for me GCSEs.
My grandma did that. She used to do that.
Yeah, Miss Radmel.
That wasn't her. She's Mrs. Art.
I brought her in a bar of chocolate at the end to say thanks.
Whoa, that seems like you're trying to gain
Bribery,
marks. Bribery, that, isn't it?
yeah.
Take his GCSEs off him.
Yeah,
Scribery, yeah.
Yeah.
All your achievements are built on lies.
Yeah, just said, I was like, look, there you go. That's for you.
You just slip it underneath your exam paper.
Yeah.
Did you have it folded into your exam paper and just went,
If I pass this is for
Excuse
you.
me, can I have some extra paper to wrap up this Yorkie?
Yeah.
You've wrote down on your script. Shh.
I was like,
Don't make a scene.
It was a whisper.
Yeah, it was a whisper. Yeah.
He's carved his phone number into a Yorkie. Ring me after.
get yourself something nice.
I'm not getting credit.
I love the idea of you bribing your scribe with chocolate.
That too.
Why?
Yeah, but-
She kept writing horrible things.
Ben,
you think
I
you
put
bought her
effort
a
in.
Mars, but you've actually bought her Revels because you can't read.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like
No,
these,
no.
Harry.
I said they're Maltesers. She was like, they're not the Revels. I was like, they're Maltesers then. She was like, they're actually Revels. I was like, you can revel in them being Maltesers. There you go. Just take the chocolate.
So you gaslit your scribe.
It was an argument. No,
Yeah.
Revel said
You're meant to be quiet in the exam. I think you'll find them in a private room. Okay? I have more rights than all of them normal people out there, okay?
What?
I'm dyslexic,
Normal.
okay? You know. Yeah. I'm ill.
Right. Anyway, let's get back to
Sorry,
it. So what we were saying was he wants to be the one writing the lyrics, and like when he's been typing out the songs for the karaoke, sometimes his brain is instinctively typing out the lyrics he thinks would suit it better.
Yeah.
So he's a bit of a lyricist, which I quite like. So I reckon we jump into these pots. We've put enough flesh on the character for now. Yeah. So if you pick up 2 green ones, Ryan, where there is a blank, you're going to say Dean Gaffney.
I'm trying to think of a famous lyricist.
So we're going to do
Alan Arkin.
Is that Elton John's guy?
Is he not the guy who did like a lot of the Disney ones?
Alan Menken, you're thinking
Alan
of.
Menken. Who's Alan Arkin?
the film with Hugh Grant and
King's Speech.
yeah.
Notting Hill.
No, it's the one where the lyrics. Who is it? Who's the woman in it? I'll remember that.
I don't know. Go on.
Anyway, right. So one's going to be plot line A, plot line B, and we're going to pick which one we prefer.
Okay, so line A. Dean Gafney was invited to take part in a charity football match.
Right.
like
Okay, that's interesting.
Soccer Aid or something along those
Yeah.
lines. Dean Gafney didn't
be.
want to accept that the relationship was over, which kind of fits Dean considering he's a divorcee of 6 years.
It is just about accepting that it's over.
Yeah.
Like right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Which
So-
one out of them two are you preferring, right?
The relationship after 6 years, I don't think the story of Dean is leading to him trying to chase back his lady.
No.
Yeah, I think
He's over that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
He's happy for his woman. She's now a successful entrepreneur in the city. So I think Dean Gaffney was invited to take part in a charity football match.
Okay.
I think he is, and I think it's in aid of people with dyslexia.
No, it's better than that. It's better than that.
Okay.
They think he's
Sucker Aid.
They think he's Dean Gaffney.
They think it's Dean Gaffney
Because of the dyslexia, he wrote his name wrong,
2 Fs.
actually. So
Okay.
so they got Dean Gaffney and it's just the Lewises.
So, okay, I quite like the idea of that. So, Dean Gaffney is going to play in this charity football match. Just what day has he got the invitation for this? I was just like a little timeline, you know what I mean?
Okay,
What day's
so-
the match?
What day's the match? It's Friday the 13th of June.
Okay.
So after the season, you always do Old Trafford. It's like Soccer Aid, but
Yeah.
I think we're going to build towards that anyway, because I think it'd be interesting to find out how he got.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Right, but before we jump in any further, if you pop that down and pick up a red one, Ryan, and this is where the story's going to end, the furthest one.
this is where it ends.
This is where it ends.
Just the one.
Just the one.
They kissed, and the chaos was over.
They kissed and the chaos was over. Right. Okay, that's
a
great.
perfect ending, I think. For
Yeah.
Dean.
Yeah.
Right then. Okay. So Dean gets invited to Soccer Aid. So they have Soccer Aid themselves ended up hiring Dean Gaffney instead of
I
the
actually
Dean Gaffney.
think
What are you thinking?
he's in the karaoke bar. Some players come in after the game. Some of the old United players. Let's say the class of '92.
Class of '92
Nicky
walk
Butt,
into. Yeah.
Giggsy.
Nicky Butt, we'll go Lee Chapman.
Yeah.
Was Lee Chapman one of the
Luke Chadwick.
Luke Chadwick? That's that's what like some of the lesser they're doing the Overlap podcast.
Yeah.
So the lesser known class of '92.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that. So Eric Djemba-Djemba, not class of '92. Great name.
Yeah.
So Quinton Fortune. Let's just say players who are on the fringe of United who always get invited.
David Bellion.
David Bellion.
Yeah.
Perfect. Meant to be the replacement for Rude.
Obertan.
Work. Gabriel Obertan. Yes, let's say fringe United players that United fans can just spend all day just saying words like Cleberson and we all have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just these kind of players were invited to do a game and like, you know who's not turned up today? Anders Lindegaard. We need a goalkeeper.
There we go.
Yeah.
So
Are you gonna chip in? If you've got any fringe United players, you've got to chip in with them.
Sorry, I thought we're done with that.
Tim
Howard's not turned up.
I wouldn't say he's fringe though.
No,
that's why I said Anders Lindegaard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Do you know, Lindegaard now is a. I heard him talking on a podcast. They were talking about it on a podcast. He, I want to say he's an investment banker or something like that. Completely left football altogether. Yeah.
Thomas Kuszczak did. He works in something like that in Poland, I think, construction. But Lindegaard, I think, still plays in the 4th division of like a Danish or Swedish.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Flamini is a billionaire now.
Yeah, Martin Braithwaite is as well.
Yeah.
Flamini.
Yeah, remember the Arsenal player?
Matthew
He's a billionaire.
Yeah.
Billionaire, yeah. He invested in some sort of like biochemistry company or something like that.
Same as Braithwaite, that's what he did, a tech company, and now he's a billionaire.
Anyway, these fringe United players all ready to do a United charity game. Anders Lindegaard hasn't turned up. They're like, we'll solve this problem later. Let's go karaoke.
Yeah,
right.
They just want a night out on the town. Let's stop stressing about soccer aid.
Yeah.
Imagine the drink that Quinton Fortune could put away.
Yeah.
Lee Sharp's there.
And he always makes the same joke. I'll get the rounds in. It'll cost a fortune. And they're all like,
yeah.
The United fellas are loving it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And when he says that, he goes, Roy Keane never appreciated that. Anytime I said it, never got a laugh in the changing room, but it deserved more.
And Heinze is like agreeing with it. Yeah.
He was
He wasn't fringe.
Yeah, I know, but he's there because he was a good crack, you know.
Right.
They loved having him out.
Butner.
Alexander Butner. See how are you a United fan as well, Lewis?
Yeah, I'm a fan of football.
See how United fan can just literally say Alexander Butner and we're all having a great time.
Yeah.
Fabio, Raphael.
They don't fringe.
Fabio was, I reckon. Fabio was.
The thing is, the two, you need to go, if you think Fabio, go a tier higher.
Yeah, okay.
If you think Fabio, you start needing to say, I don't know, let's say Kieran Richardson.
Yeah.
Yeah, met him in Carrington Car Park when he was playing at United. Anyway, let's keep going. So,
yeah, they're in this bar. Okay, Fortune's getting the drinks in. What are they drinking? What are they having?
David Bellion is having Bell's whiskey. I don't think we could do this for everyone. Alexander Butner is having. I think shots, round of shots, normal karaoke sort of fare, round of sambucas, a couple of tequilas, and Thomas Kuszczak doesn't drink. So he's there, and they're like, Thomas, why aren't you playing in there tomorrow? It's like, I'm just here to watch you guys. I was just about to do a Polish accent, decided against it.
Okay.
And then along comes Dean, serving the tray, shaking because he's a big United fan.
yeah.
And his fingers
still.
still.
Yeah.
Typing.
He's typing underneath him.
Yeah, he can't stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the, he drops the thing. 12 shots about to go scramble onto the floor. And then with his nimble fingers, he manages.
He catches them all.
He catches them all.
He
like
catches
that.
12 shots with 10 fingers.
You got the pop. So if you put a shot, you can catch it. You can catch the middle one with the palm.
In between his fingers.
He catches them all.
I think he's caught one with his little finger and underneath his wrist there. So he's got one like there.
Wow. Okay.
He's so nimble. Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Not spilt a drop.
And all the lads are
impressed.
Yeah.
They're ready to go, way, like you're doing way.
Yeah.
But they just go, ooh, whoa.
Wow.
And these 7 fringe United players, 3 of them, there should be 11 to be fair, but
doing 7 aside.
7 aside.
Yeah.
And to go.
Yeah.
He's our man.
I think what they do is they go, because Lindegaard's there, and they all start taking the mick out of Lindegaard, going, "You'd never be able to do that, Lindegaard. You'd never be able to do that." And Lindegaard gets dead upset, and he goes, "Right then, I'm leaving. You can do one. I've had enough of you all taking the mick out of me because I don't drink, and now I'm just trying to have a nice night with you all." Yeah. And you sort of like you putting me in a really compromising position, lads.
Yeah, you've been like this ever since I played for Burnley.
Yeah, and you're taking the piss out of me. I just wanted to come out and have a nice time. You know what? You can screw Soccer Aid. I'm leaving.
Yeah, I don't need the money.
But now they need a keeper.
And that's Dean Gafney. I also like how the fact that Soccer Aid is no longer the celebrities. It's fringe United players on one side and old Premier League players on the other.
Yeah. It's like, is it actually Soccer Aid at Old Trafford, or is it like Soccer Aid, but it's in like, do you know, it's like a watered down version?
I like it. I like
ironically.
I like the idea, but because it's like legit. It's like these fringe players. It's set in 2024, so they're like past the prime. They're still good mates, aren't they?
They barely had a prime.
Yeah, I don't think they ever reached prime.
But I like the idea of it being like a goals tournament. You know, like it's a 7-a-side tournament, and it's
on the top of hotel football. Yeah, Gary Neville's place. There's a 7-a-side pitch. So they go in there. They think it's Old Trafford.
Yeah.
They think it's so they're really excited, but they realise actual soccer aid's happening at Old Trafford, and they're on top of hotel.
Yeah, Gary Neville's actually recording a stick to football on top whilst this tournament's unfolding because him, Keane, Ian Wright, and Jamie Carragher are going to laugh at all the 7-a-side ex-pros trying to earn a bit of money because they don't have enough anymore.
Thinking about another skyscraper to ruin the Manchester skyline. Gary Neville, he's like, where can I put another one?
Yeah. So is there a cash prize for
this charity event?
But yeah.
There's a place to meet. Let's say actually for the team, whoever wins gets to record a charity single.
Right. Okay. Nice.
Okay.
The prize was to win a chance to record a charity single.
Well, if you remember, Man United actually released a charity song. All the players made a song. Do you remember that?
Years ago was this?
If you had the chance to go, like, let's see, a full recording studio, a proper producer, a chance to get in the charts.
Yeah. There's a lot of United fans.
And a charity single is it's a way to stardom these days.
Yeah.
So if you think that's how Balgardos got famous. He started writing charity singles and then suddenly he was in the band Boomtown Rats.
Yeah. Well, he wrote one song and just got other artists to record it.
Yeah, did you know all the people in that song ended up to be famous singers? in what was it called? Band-Aid. All the people in there ended up to have really successful careers.
I thought you were being serious at the start of that then. And I was just like...
Isn't it amazing how all these nobodies come together and they all turn out to be absolutely fantastic singers? Barana knew each other before that.
Okay, so they're in... They've invited him to play. Is that what you're saying?
They've invited him to play. They don't know yet, and they don't know yet that he's a good lyricist as well. They've just seen him for his goalkeeping capabilities. Like, obviously, they're not even thinking about the charity track. They just want to win the football game. Yeah. But for him, he's thinking of this is my break.
Yeah.
So Dean sits down next to them, shaking as he ought to do because of his typing hands. And Eric Djemba-Djemba says, "Look. We need a keeper." He says, "Well, I've got lyrics to type." And Jemba's like, "No, Anders Lindegaard will be doing that tonight." So Lindegaard's going to take over with Dean Gafney's job
at the karaoke bar.
Yeah, but luckily, that night they had a private function which was for a bunch of Danish business people. So Anders Lindegaard, perfect for that.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He can translate all those songs. Maybe Aqua.
Yeah.
And other Danish bands.
Can't think of one.
I can't think of another one other than Aqua.
And then, so essentially what we're saying is they've left Lindegaard in Orchid Bar. Dean Gafney's gone with them to play the first match of, I imagine, a tournament. So what I think is they leave Orchid Bar. I think we need to get a curveball in there.
Okay.
So if you pick up one of the other ones, right, and we're going to incorporate this in.
The tree in the backyard was struck by lightning.
Right, the tree in the backyard was struck by lightning. Okay. So
this could be the tree in the back garden of someone else's house, which takes them out the game again, and it means they've got to get someone else in, and it could be another fringe player.
I know exactly.
Right, yeah. So
I know exactly who they need to get back in, because Dean Gafney's wife used to play at quite a high standard. So they asked Dean, I said, "Did you know anyone who's close by in working in the city that we could just get?" Well, my wife works in it. We have a pretty good working relationship now. We're pretty good together. So he calls the wife in. And the wife is going to play in the same 7-a-side team as Dean, I think.
Okay, so whose tree got struck by lightning, though?
Whose tree got struck by lightning? So obviously you want another fringe United player.
Yeah, just in that group there. Was it Djemba-Djemba?
No, strictly no trees.
Right, okay.
Yeah, Djemba has a no tree policy in his garden, and
within 100 yards of his property.
Could be like Ravel Morrison.
Fell that tree.
It's actually someone who hasn't had a speaking role just yet. Rodrigo Possebon.
Possebon, yeah, that's a great shout.
That is, yeah.
But what? Just before we jump into that bit, I'm just going to rewind. So, whose wife are you saying they're calling?
Dean Gafney's.
So he's divorced.
Yeah, he's divorced. He's still got a good relationship.
What was her name?
We hadn't.
Pop one on her. Pop one on her.
Collen.
Clean. Nice, I like that. Yeah. And he said, don't worry, it's very clean between us.
It was a clean break.
Hey, that's what we're looking for.
Here we go.
go.
Touch me, brother.
I don't know that.
What? What did you do then?
Just gripped, mushed him
Oh,
up.
that was.
Okay, so clean.
Because just before, I thought what you were suggesting was one of the fringe players who are currently in the crop of the karaoke bar. The fire has happened. The trees caught fire in theirs, and they've had to then
Call Collen
to come in. Is that what we're saying? Right. Okay.
Yeah, so Possebon, who has kept quiet throughout this, he's still annoyed about the injury against Middlesbrough. It shouldn't have happened.
Happened at the worst possible time. Are we having that one?
Yeah,
I'm just throwing it out there.
I was trying to squeeze it in myself, but you did as well as your Possebon could.
No, let's not shake on the same joke.
It's all right.
You used the word in the same way twice.
Yeah, but it's absolutely fine. Anything's possible.
You couldn't possibly do that again.
Hey, there you go.
Do you want me to do one?
Yeah.
In about 10 minutes, one will happen.
Okay.
Be ready.
Okay.
So, Possebon's had to leave, hobbling away.
Possebon's a great name, isn't it?
It is. Rodrigo Possebon. He has so much potential. See, I could have said Possebon. Yeah. Because it now works with any P word.
Yeah.
So he's had to go. So they're like, look, we're all pissed. We're all pissed.
But dead sober.
What time of the day have they gone to this karaoke bar?
Well, the evening.
Oh, is it
this
the
is
evening?
the night before the game.
Right,
So,
yeah.
Sort of drinking, ready for the game.
Yeah.
For the game.
Ready for the game.
Wow. Yeah.
Going out the night before, ready for the game tomorrow.
It's sometimes in football.
It's chemistry.
Morale, chemistry. Think 100 chemistry. That's what you need.
Yeah.
It's noughties football, not 90s noughties football. They're
Yeah,
all
exactly.
Like, it wasn't as like they weren't as fit back then, were they?
What's it called? The Gaza
The dentist chair.
dentist show.
Yeah,
They're all
yeah.
doing the dentist show. They're all loving that.
Okay, so yeah.
You look like you didn't have a clue what that was then.
I think the fact that I shouted the name Rodrigo Possebon means I probably have a pretty in-depth knowledge of the dentist chair.
You just went.
I did that because for a moment I zoned out.
Okay.
I was quite interested by the scenery and I'm fine with that. There's command strips there doing fuck all.
Yeah.
Hey, but they commanded your attention.
Hey.
Stop high-fiving. After every wordplay.
Yeah, we love wordplay and arseplay. Focus on the podcast.
Possebon's now in the picture.
Posse gone.
Yeah. Where's Posse gone? He's now in the picture.
He's no longer. So can we get this 7-a-side team nailed down?
Yeah.
So we need the 7 players. We've now got Collen and Dean.
Collen and Dean.
We've got Collen and Dean.
I think we need before we do that, Collen and Dean to have a phone call. Dean's ringing Collen up saying, "Will you come and
who would like to play Collen?"
I think Ben should play Collen.
Yeah, of course.
You're going to play Dean.
Okay,
Ryan, and you're going to ring up your ex-wife, who you haven't spoke to in 6 years. It was a pretty difficult divorce,
And they've got a bad relationship.
They've mended.
Okay.
Can I just add a detail within this as well, right? That I think when the phone rings, you've just like you've got a ball just on your foot. You know what I mean? Like you see these lads like doing like an all around the world.
Yeah.
Like, you've always got a little ball near you.
Yeah.
is your kid.
Okay, so I don't know, Ben, about your sort of acting history.
Loads.
Well, I just really need to put you. You just really need to go into a difficult place for this.
Okay, what accent do you want me to have? Does she got a strong Mancunian accent?
No, she's Cockney. So
a male Cockney accent she's got.
A listener.
She's quite far down the list.
Yeah.
Of names. So
A lot of A's.
no. Yeah, to be fair, there is a lot of names. Alan Arkin. I'll never call him again.
Andy Cole.
Andy, I don't know why he could have just called him.
Yeah.
He's passing Andy Cole, Ashley Cole, all these famous names.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
All right, Cocker.
Yeah, I'm all right. How's the girl?
She's fine. She's doing a freestyle tournament right now. I just kicked out of it.
Okay, yeah. You sound a little bit different than I remember.
The listener Ben is doing keepy
Is
ups.
Are you doing keepy uppies?
No, that's a metronome.
Okay, yeah.
Perfectly timed.
So, right, I know. Do you fancy a 7-a-side tomorrow?
Where?
Where? That sounded like a round of the world. Did you do a round the world?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, look, I know you're a die-hard Liverpool fan, Colleen, being a Scouser and all that. A Cockney, I should say.
Yeah.
But
This is knackering.
yeah, so that is getting sweaty. So, are you able to play tomorrow? Hotel football, 9:00 in the morning. All the United legends will be there.
What position am I playing?
Up front, hopefully. If you could bring some of your finesse.
Sounds good to me, Dean. It'd be nice to see you again. I'll bring the girls.
It sounds a lot more threatening than I remember you.
Used to like that, Dean.
What was it? The girls?
The girls, yeah.
Have you had another since we left?
Oh, I forgot to tell you, Dean. I had another baby. She's 6 now. Yeah, 6 years. I remember from Owen the story.
And what's her name?
Wayne.
And Dean puts the phone down. Yeah, she's in, guys.
Yeah.
She's in. And obviously that's filled in with a little bit of dread as well. Because
Thank you. I think that's...
Yeah, I
Yeah.
enjoyed that, man. That was very... There we go.
6 yeah. So 6 years ago, right? That's when you had the kid.
Yeah.
You haven't seen each other since then, Dean and Colleen.
No.
So there's in terms of DNA, we don't know whether or not it is Dean's or not at this point.
Yeah.
We know that he's got one biological child with Colleen, but maybe
Yeah.
Who knows?
potentially a second.
Wayne,
Might
short
have-
for Juanita.
It might have to go to VAR.
It might bloody have to.
Yeah.
Did that with sex.
Yeah.
Did he finish? We'll have to check on the VAR.
Your dad's on it. He's over there.
Yeah, yeah. Miles offside. Yeah.
Right.
It could
Okay.
quite Possebon be anyone's children.
It could be. Yeah.
There we go.
Hopefully, people will count in. That's about 10 minutes.
I enjoyed that though.
Thank you.
I've
You
enjoyed.
what you were going to say to me?
I've enjoyed the level of wordplay and just moments of pause on this podcast where it's just you can fucking taste the sarcasm. It's unreal.
The thing is, any conversation with me, there is a level of pause.
Yeah.
It's control.
I really don't care if people aren't talking.
Pause it, Bon. There you go. There's another. Thank you.
Oh, it makes me so sick when you do that.
Right, yeah.
For the listener, Harry's high-fiving Lewis's fist bumps.
He put out his hands and then he fisted up.
Right.
It wasn't my
You don't
fault.
fist down, do you?
Yeah.
Right. So let's say it's the morning of.
Yeah.
They've all met in the car park of Hotel Football. The 7 ex-Man United players.
Now.
5 now, Dean and Colleen.
Yeah.
You're seeing ex-football players from other clubs. You're seeing like a Liverpool outfit, a Blackburn outfit, City
A
outfit.
little tournament. JJ Okocha's there.
Yeah.
Johan Almander.
Janos Stanakopoulos.
Yeah, Robbie
Yeah.
Fowler's doing like a snort down the parking line.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Ivan
like that.
Campo's all right. To be fair, that
Ivan
Bolton
Campo.
team, we could start
Yeah.
talking.
Ricardo Gardner.
Yeah.
He's the Jussi
Ricketts,
Askelainen.
Samuel- Yeah.
Anelka.
Samuel Ricketts.
Yeah.
Was it Bolton?
Yeah.
Stuart Holden.
Ricardo
Tony
Vazte.
Evans ruined his career.
Yeah, when he broke his leg.
Ricardo Vazte with Kevin Davis, Kevin Nolan.
Yeah.
What a team.
Yeah. If people
Yeah,
aren't turned off by now.
We might get another demographic
Yeah,
here.
if we sort of like comment under like the overlaps and stick
Yeah.
to football and rest his football thing and say, look, if you like a bunch of lads just saying the word Johan Elmander and
Yeah.
expecting that to be something.
Elijah Juve were there for a bit as well.
Yeah.
Then he got told to fuck off.
Did you know that he didn't score a single goal for Liverpool?
That's why he got told to fuck off.
Didn't know.
Not in the league, I don't think, no.
Stores was Stoke though, didn't
He was unreal for he's Senegalese, isn't he? In that World Cup, he was unbelievable.
In that World Cup.
What was it? 2002?
he? South Africa.
No, that was 2000. South Africa. South Africa. Was
That's where he burst onto the scene.
10.
But he was at Blackburn, wasn't he? He was at Bolton and he was at Liverpool. And was there another
Played for a
club?
lot of clubs.
Didn't he play at Stoke for a bit?
And
Well, a Duke did.
every week, right? I say something 2 or 3 minutes earlier, then he goes, "Did he play at Stoke?"
Yeah,
To be fair, that's the only time it's ever worked him saying that.
Elijah Juve's there. For the Stoke, you've got Kenwyn Jones. He's also
Rory
there.
Delap, Ricardo Fuller.
Ricardo, you mentioned Rory Delap at 7-a-side, absolutely launching the ball off the throw-in. It's just flying off hotel football. Rory, stop! Right, anyway, they're in the car park, is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
Let's have another prompt before we get to the actual... Another curveball, yeah.
Ironically.
Nice. Let's go for this.
They discovered a small bag of drugs.
They discovered a small bag of drugs.
Fowler.
Yeah. It's not really a curveball. That's something that would happen.
So you go.
I was going to say, I reckon they're playing against United legends. Did you say?
So it's the United Fringe. It's a tournament that is purely based on fringe players, and all the players actually were selected by groups of lads like us who based the first 7 players they can randomly name from an era of that team get drafted in.
That is such a good idea.
Well, what if, like we say, you mentioned Collen was a Liverpool fan.
Yeah.
What if Fowler gets found with drugs and they're like, you're out, Fowler, and she
gets poached?
She gets poached for the Liverpool team.
Signed on a Bosman.
Yeah. But what if that causes a bit of tension there in the story?
She's like, I love Ben Ayoun.
Yeah.
You know how much I love Ben Ayoun.
Yeah. He goes, fucking hell, you left me once and you leave me again. And then he goes, you've done this in front of the girls. You're embarrassing me.
Yeah, you're embarrassing me. And then, but obviously...
Torre comes out and goes, everything will be fine.
Yeah. But then what happens is, obviously there's all this conflict going on. He's sort of like, he's just been embarrassed in front of his kids. His wife's left him again.
Yeah.
Makes great lyrics.
Yeah, he's inspired.
He's inspired.
Dean, he's seen the 2 girls. One of them looks the spit of him. The other one has curly hair and walks with a limp.
Yeah. And that's definitely his kid. The other one that looks the spit of him, he's like, I'm not entirely sure.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
And he's slightly suspicious, but he loves his firstborn, Kyla.
Yeah.
He loves Kyla. And
Kyla Gafney.
No, the kid no longer has his second name.
Yeah.
All right.
Second name.
What's the second name now then?
What's her second name?
Yeah, what's the second name?
Her second name is Toon.
Cartoon.
Cartoon.
Yeah, that's funny.
She loves drawing.
Yeah, when they were doing it, they were like, that'd be funny.
Yeah, so Carlatoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a great name, that. Carlatoon is such a good name.
We should have gone with that instead of Dean Gafney.
Okay, so Carlatoon is on the sideline being like, that's my dad, but I've not got his second name anymore.
That's how she introduced herself to people. Hello, I'm Carlatoon. That's my dad. You don't have the same second name as me anymore.
She said what?
She's about 10. She's starting to get into football herself. She has a little Liverpool kit on, which is really annoyed.
Smeets her on the back.
That's even annoyed. Like, because he bought a Patrick Berger kit.
Yeah.
When he bought his gone for Smeetser. See, lad, all you said is Smeetser. Imagine if stand-up was like that.
Yeah. So easy.
You stand on stage and you just have to say the word Gabriel Obertan.
Smeetser.
Get a round of applause.
Yeah.
And so this is actually falling on one of his alternate Wednesdays. So he's a bit annoyed at that as well because
he's eating into his time.
Yeah.
Eating into his time. Giving her a hug, whispered in her ear, I love you. And you will always be a Gafney to me.
Yeah.
You can always stay at my gaff.
And I'm sorry, Ben. I didn't mean to make sure there was silence after what you just said.
You can let it be as well.
Yeah. Because I feel like I'm undermining you this podcast.
That's what I'm used to it.
We're all as bad as each other in here.
And you'll always be a Gafney to me.
Yeah.
He's starting to think of lyrics.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And
she's like, Dad, let go.
And he's like, no,
you're hugging me for too long. And he's like, no, they're coming to me.
You're my muse.
Yeah. You'll always be a Gaffney.
So
you'll always be a Gaffney.
It's typing the lyrics like that.
Yeah. You'll always be a Gaffney. She's like, like getting at me. He's like, keep groaning. Keep
And he's coming to him, and then it gets interrupted with a Dean. We're kicking off in 5.
Yeah.
But the problem is the way he gets interrupted was on the 8th beat of "You'll Always Be a Gafney." So it's "You'll always be a Gafney, Dean. You'll always be a Gafney,
Yeah.
Dean." And he's like, right, okay, I'll go and get changed. But as he's walking upstairs, like even the sound of his feet walking up the stairs, just creating this wonderful beat in his head.
Just complete synesthesia for this lad.
And the whistle as well, like the whistle, all these different sounds from a football match.
Yeah. I like the idea of that. You ever seen Terry Crews in White Chicks?
Yeah.
That's the image I have, right? So he's got the tune, the melody in his head, and I think the game's got to kick off.
Well, it's a tournament, isn't it? So let's just have a quick breakdown, right? I'm going to do 8 teams, and you're just going to say who wins each.
Okay, and as a bit of fun, we'll name one fringe, but
It's one fringe player from each. It's the captains of each team. Yeah. Right. So in the first round, United play
Leeds.
Okay, so Mark Viduka is the captain for Leeds.
And they must win. So
Dean wins.
Yeah, so Dean wins. We've also got Liverpool against Spurs.
Okay, for Spurs, you've got Lewis Holtby.
Lewis Holtby, right, okay. And Liverpool obviously win.
Yeah.
So they go through. And then
Spurs.
We've got Man City versus
Adam
Stoke.
Johnson.
Hoyland. Hoyland, his dad.
Hoyland's dad.
Yeah. What's his first name?
Alfie Haaland.
Yeah.
So City versus Stoke.
Ricardo Fuller.
And then we will go for Chelsea versus Everton.
Ooh, why don't you go for someone like
Tony Hibbert.
Tony Hibbert still playing him. He does Sunday league.
Everton.
Oh,
I was about to say, fucking hell, yeah. Tony Hibbert
He plays Sunday
knocked
league.
out Wayne Rooney in that video. Do you not see them boxing?
It's a big claim, that.
Oh, really? Don't tell Collen.
You see that video of Wayne Rooney gets knocked out?
No.
Are you sure that's Tony Hibbert?
Tony Hibbert, who's a right back, wasn't he?
Could play either side, but
There's a video of Wayne Rooney with about 4 glasses of red wine in him, and him and Tony Hibbert with boxing gloves in his house, and he gets dropped. And then do you remember that celebration when Rooney scored a goal and then fell backwards?
Yeah,
that was that.
So we said Everton versus Chelsea. Who's the Chelsea player?
Alex,
great. The one name, Baldy. Yeah. Sure, you
ball.
Yellow boots as well. Who won out of Chelsea and
Alex? Chelsea won.
Alex so then it's Chelsea versus Liverpool.
Liverpool won.
And then it is, who did I say?
United versus
United Leeds, obviously.
United Leeds. United won. We're in the final.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because remember, the final line was about they shared a kiss, remember? So it kicks off. What are we thinking?
What was the final line? Just to double check. They shared a kiss and
the chaos was over.
They shared a kiss. They kissed and the chaos was over.
Okay.
They kissed and the chaos was over. That could be a lyric.
They shared a kiss. What was the tune for Gafney?
He goes, "You'll always be a Gafney.
Shared a kiss.
You'll always be a Gaffney.
That's a football single with no context.
You're my daughter. You're not hers. I produced you. You don't need. You need.
I think
John Barnes.
Yeah.
I think it is 5-minute halves.
Yeah.
United go 1-0 down. Dean Gaffney's in net. His focus is all over the place.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to think of lyrics before, like mid-game. Mm-hmm. So he's just not focused. Yeah. And obviously he's getting shouted at by
Eric Djemba-Djemba.
Djemba-Djemba. Yeah. And then he's going Djemba-Djemba. That'd make a good chorus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, exactly.
He can't do that because
it's already a song.
What copyright issues?
Oh yeah, he goes Jemba.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but anyway, 5 minutes. First half.
Stop it after the podcast.
Yeah.
First half, 1-0 down. It's who scored for Liverpool?
Oh, she's got to score, hasn't she?
Collen scored.
Is it Collen who scored?
He's got drills it straight past Dean, and Dean looks and sees both
his kids.
Well, he doesn't know both. One of the kids absolutely go, mom, go. Yeah. Embarrassing him actually.
Do you know the other kid? Do you know the other kid? He's a bit unsure whether or not it's his child at this point, but she holds up a sign and she spelt his name wrong, and he's like, that must be my kid.
Yeah, and the sign says, I used to have your second name.
Yeah, but it's all over the place because of the dyslexia.
It says Dad Gafney.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Dad Gafney.
And that inspires him.
Okay.
He's like, right, I've got to be focused now.
Yeah.
And he says he starts shooting from his own goal. You know what I mean?
Equalises last minute penalty shootout.
Okay.
But it was the seven, because it's 7-a-side. They were pretty sure that keepers couldn't come out the box. But so they started fighting. They started scrapping. It's like, shouldn't be penalties. We should have won.
Yeah.
Collen and Dean start to look at each other, and there's a slight spark starts to start, like the feeling they used to have for each other comes in that moment.
I like the idea of them sort of like slowly walking towards each other, and then you've got like Smeetser uppercutting Obertan in slow motion.
Teeth flying everywhere.
And that happens, and so they have to make a sub, and on comes someone whose tree was hit by lightning. Rodrigo Possebon.
Yeah.
Comes onto the pitch, ready to take a penalty.
Right.
Sees Collen and says, "How's my girl doing?"
Oh.
Right.
The curly-haired girl with the limp
Yeah.
could quite possibly be Possebon's.
Did you plan that from the start? That's brilliant, that, if you did that.
that is mesmerised you there.
Did you plan that from the
I
start?
think about me, Ben, is that I run D&D campaigns.
Yeah.
So I literally...
That is genius, Red.
Every action I have done from the moment I came into this room has
Planned.
been planned.
Yeah.
So,
What is he going to make me do?
Yeah. What, would you like a tea or a coffee? I'll have a Vimto.
Manchester.
Do you like orange sherbet?
It's going to be like a flashback of this episode, all these moments where he's like twisted the cup slightly so that we think differently. Or like,
So the fighting's still going on.
Yeah.
Possebon comes on,
Yeah.
kisses Collen, and the chaos was over.
I like that.
Yeah.
I do like
I like
that.
that,
And
yeah.
they never got to. He never got to write the song.
Well, the whole thing was a song.
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So you had the Ben's like. So
It was a
when
ballad.
writing the song, obviously you need a bridge, you need a chorus, and his life has been a roller coaster.
Just gotta ride it. Yeah.
It's just got to ride it all night long.
All night long.
Yeah.
But I think we will find out if we ever do a sequel.
Yeah.
Second half.
Second half.
If they won the
Second
penalty
leg.
second
That
leg,
is,
yeah.
he's also manipulated us and it's coming back.
Yeah.
Finesse.
Actually, this podcast needs sort of like sequels. So that's a thing with D&D campaigns and stuff like that. Is it can just keep going and keep going and keep going.
It's called Dean and Dean.
D&D campaign.
That's a good title, isn't it? D&D, Dean and Dean.
Yeah.
And did you know, Ben, if you actually add Dean and Collen together and mix up the letters, it spells fuck all.
Blew my mind,
But
that,
to a
man.
dyslexic,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You can spell
something.
anything.
It says riddle.
Yeah.
But yeah, that I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. That was
done,
Right,
well
Kenny.
done, everybody.
Fantastic.
Blew my mind, that.
Yeah, that's it was chaos with all these different football players. And I imagine as well, as much as Ben was stunned with that like Viduka's like, fucking hell. You know what I mean? All these players just stood around the pitch being like,
And
I didn't.
It fades to black, and you just hear like the banging from a police car, like Robbie Fowler. It wasn't my drugs. It was.
Yeah.
And
I was
just
better than
slightly
Owen.
slightly under Possebon's nose.
I was better than
Possebon's
Owen. They just
nose
liked him better.
Is a bit of the drugs. He planted the drugs
Yeah.
Really?
on Fowler, so Collen could play for Liverpool, so that Possebon could have this moment with her.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that Eric Djemba-Djemba, goes up to Possebon and says, look, this is why I don't have trees in my garden, mate, because then you don't get struck by lightning. And he's like, I should take a leaf out of your book.
Imagine
Yeah.
that.
He says, I can't because I have no trees.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Someone saying to you, shouldn't have trees in your garden. Why?
Had you-
might get struck by lightning.
Not had a tree in your garden, I don't think you would have got injured at Middlesbrough. And he's like,
Shut up.
yeah.
Mendieta. Classic. Right. I reckon you wrap it up, Harry.
Yeah. Ryan, thank you very much for coming on the podcast. That was a wonderful tale with twists and turns and a few tasty challenges.
And if you twists and Cruyff turns, if you ask me.
Ooh.
Oh, or
Look
an
at that.
Anthony turn, modern day.
Yeah, which,
Yep.
he's getting fucked off sharpish, isn't he?
Anything you want to plug, Ryan?
Anything you want to plug?
Anything you want to plug, mate?
I've been your best ally on this podcast, but you've just shit all over me all the way through it. I tell you what,
And to be fair,
I've been nothing but help you all the way through it. These lads.
As someone with a young child, I don't have time to consume media, so I've not actually visited this podcast before. I will shortly. I got the vibe the moment I came in, Ben, of the shit on Ben.
Oh, really? Usually me. It's usually fucking me that gets it.
I'm usually
Ben
the one
offered
getting
me
it.
Biscuits.
Yeah.
And I finished all the biscuits. I didn't give him a chance to. He offered me all the packet. I thought
There was only 2 left.
yeah.
I gave it to him.
I actually had the last biscuit. Who does that? Me to Ben.
Right, okay. So you got nothing to plug. You just
I do actually, but then Ben started doing. What do you want to plug? What do you want to plug?
Oh, you can fuck him off. He's not plugging anything now. I say, yeah. Put the pod. I'm joking.
Go on.
I've wrote a poetry book, comedy poetry book, which I sell after gigs, but is available online. It's called Some Words in an Order on a Page. It's available on Amazon by Ryan Kenny. I'm working on a second one. It should be out next year.
Amazing.
Which is called Some More Words in an Order on a Page. So that's.
We'll stick it in the link in the description.
Yeah. We'll put it in there.
You've got a description.
We've got we pay for him. Yeah.
Watch your show off, mate. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah. We've got web links.
Wow.
Yeah.
URLs.
I'm not.
But we'll put it in there. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed it, tell someone, leave us a review. We've had nothing but 5 stars. 11th of December is our live show. Come and watch it. Tickets are available. $7.52 for a tenner. If you know someone, bring them.
$7.52 for a tenner. That was so confusing.
$7.50 or $2 for a tenner.
$7.50 or $2 for a tenner.
$7.52 including
Basically,
tax.
it's cheaper if you've got mates. If you show up on your own, you're paying full whack, and you're going to be on your own. So come and watch it. This has been All Made Up with Ryan Kenny. Good night.
I pointed at that. You thought, is that the camera I look into? Good night.
It's all